Is that okay?
Yeah, it's great. You actually even scooch forward a bit if you don't mind. All right, great.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just frame myself.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can be
Destroying
picked up in the
yourself.
mic, you just gotta, you know.
You gotta move it like here then.
Well, it's better if it angles more towards me because I feel like I'm gonna have to say more here. But
What do you mean?
well, I feel like I have more to talk about.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, Kevin. Anyway, this is Kevin. This is our final special guest of League Week, therapist and life coach, to hopefully help, I guess, us as a couple do what we were supposed to do. You know?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
What were you supposed to do?
We're supposed to win. That's a great question, Kevin. We're supposed to win at the game of League of Legends.
We're 29 and 34 right now.
We have lost
more
than one. And he's supposed to be the carry. He's supposed to be the best one.
I feel like he's over-reliant on
I'm not done talking.
Okay, sorry. Should I interrupt him or no?
No.
Don't interrupt him.
All right. So
This is so typical of him.
it's
But what if he like says?
How about you let Kevin talk?
We're gonna have a
Sorry.
few. We're gonna have a few ground rules, okay? So this is what I do with all of my couples. Anybody who's a boss-employee dynamic, two friends. First rule is we do not speak over each other.
Okay.
I will make sure that both of you have adequate time to
He
talk.
speaks a lot.
It's okay. I'll mitigate that.
Thank you.
We have a safe word.
We
What is
don't.
it?
No, we don't.
Okay, we don't have a safe word. Fine.
We don't say that.
Okay.
Okay. So you first tell me what's going on from your perspective, and then I want to hear your perspective.
So I get to start first?
Yes.
That's
sure.
so rare.
Oh wow.
Okay. What's going on from my perspective is I've been challenged with a goal of being platinum, top 25% in this game. And now I sit I'm worse than the average person. The average person plays this game after, their job. They play 2 games. I'm worse than them. That's just a fact. Now, before this week, I was climbing. I was winning 56% of my games.
Okay.
So I would win more than I would lose.
Okay. That was when you're playing by yourself?
By myself.
Okay.
With 4 strangers.
Okay.
And so I thought if I invited someone who I love.
No.
Can't interrupt.
Okay.
Who I love.
That's good.
And who's better than me. Do the math. He's better than me. I get to talk to him. We're going to win. I'm going to win 65% of my games. Instead, I have lost 56% of my games.
Okay.
Wow.
Why do you think that is? Well, okay. So there are probably reasons that you feel he has contributed to your losses, but do you take any responsibility for your own losses?
Would you blame the passenger of a car for the driver crashing?
Oh.
No, okay, no.
I was in the car, yeah.
Well,
I was in the car.
But you're also driving the car, right? You're playing this game?
I mean, shit, I'm giving map directions, I guess. And maybe I said take a right turn, but he's got control of the wheel.
But are you one of the players?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm one of the players, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
I
one of the
understand.
players.
And Connor, how much responsibility do you take for what Ludwig is saying, that he thinks you're mostly the reason he's losing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I haven't performed always the best. I think there are moments when I could have stopped trolling. I did a couple of trolls.
He can't keep it up. That's the issue.
Wait.
Sorry.
Hey, I didn't interrupt you, okay?
That was
All
rude of
you
me.
have to do is not interrupt
That
me.
was rude of me.
Okay, thank you.
Sometimes I get a little excited and I throw my lead when we're winning. But the problem we're having is that he's just not good enough to do this, And I don't know how to break it to him. So I try to tell him in like 15 different ways, and it just doesn't get through to him. So I don't know how to go about that.
Okay.
He wants to read the entire Library of Alexandria, but he doesn't know how to read.
Okay. So, first of all, you guys are kind of savage with each other.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to read.
Well, listen, he just said you don't know how to read. You just said that he's driving the car and you're just giving directions. So you guys are throwing a lot of shade at each other.
Yeah.
Okay. It's no wonder that you haven't been exactly working as a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So first of all, have you apologized to each other?
We have occasionally.
We've hugged. I don't know if we've.
Yeah, I mean, I apologized. Once, I think
sometimes,
once,
yeah.
Once.
Maybe.
Okay. When
I
you
meant
guys, when you guys get in these arguments, do you come down from it pretty quickly, or are you holding grudges?
I'd say I've come down from it.
I think it's hard to get rid of the emotion, I guess.
Okay.
But I certainly forgive. It's just maybe the emotion lingers.
What is the emotion?
Frustration.
Are you resentful?
I think I'm just more disappointed than angry.
You're disappointed in Connor, or you're disappointed in yourself?
Maybe both.
Okay.
Because I guess I had an expectation going in. And then when you're here, you're going to be disappointed.
Sure.
There's going to be. And it's not, I'm not saying it's all his fault. It's not. You know, I'm some to blame. And, you know, some games don't go our way because of the game itself. You know, it's made by a group of, like, evil people.
Okay. You wanted to call them terrorists.
They are terrorists. I find them, the people who run this game, to be evil terrorists. But that's beside, I don't need to get into the details of that. The fact is, I do have some disappointment that can, I guess, make tension arise quicker because it's harder like COVID.
Okay. And Connor, I'm just going to ask this, and then we'll we'll get into where to go from here.
Sure.
So, when you say that you wanted to help him, but he's just not good enough.
Yeah.
What is the point of saying that? Because you took on this challenge,
Right.
with the intention of you guys
getting him there.
elevating, right?
Yeah, I feel like he lied to me at his skill level. I thought he was good enough to help, but it turns out he doesn't know a whole lot about this game. It's pretty hard to work with occasionally.
And you feel like he misled you?
I feel like he might have misled me.
Okay.
I also feel like in a relationship, it's important to try new things, and he's very reluctant to try anything new. Whereas I'm so willing to adapt and try new things, he's just unwilling, and I don't know how to combat that.
Okay.
And then when we do try new things, he intentionally is like, I'm having a bad time, I'm not good at this, so that I never ask him for a new thing.
Okay. So, were you about to say something?
I'm sorry, like I'm boiling over. I find that ridiculous because I've tried so many new things, and then he says I'm worse at the new thing.
You've tried a new thing, a muumuu for the 19th hundred.
I did Yumi bot, I did Malphite top, and I did Pike bot, and every single time it was.
Can you keep your voice down? Sorry. I don't want to interrupt.
That was Kevin. That was.
Why were you
I'm
shouting?
sorry. It boiled over again, and
It's
this
okay.
this is what keeps happening. But I am trying new things. Okay, but the thing is, I mean, just like do the math. It's like I've put 200 hours into doing this thing, and he's saying that's not good enough. Try this thing that you have 0 minutes in, and then he's like, you're even worse at that, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a bit worse.
Okay.
But it doesn't make it better when I hear that, I guess.
Okay. So, a couple things that I think need to be sorted out. First of all, I think you guys both need to take individual responsibility for engaging in this challenge and not blame the other person for the results that it has yielded. Okay?
Or the lack thereof.
Yeah, the poor results that it has yielded, right? So what you have to understand is that you guys are a pilot and a co-pilot in an airplane. Okay? One of you is responsible for landing the plane and making sure that all of the passengers don't die. The other one is responsible for literally everything else, the nuts and bolts, the food and beverage service, managing the staff, keeping everybody happy.
I'd love to do that.
Okay, what, be the co-pilot?
Yeah.
I'd be the pilot.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to, but I think I'd be good at like handing out the drinks and stuff. Like I think I'd be more personable.
You would, yeah.
So I don't play this game, so I don't know how that translates to the roles in the game. But first of all, you each have individual roles, and the pilot needs the co-pilot, and the co-pilot needs the pilot. It's not that one of you is higher or better than the other, but I don't know if you guys have clearly defined your roles, because if the plane is crashing, the co-pilot is saying it's the pilot's fault, and the pilot is saying, no, it's the co-pilot's fault. First thing I want you to understand is that it does not matter whose fault anything is. The only thing that matters is that you each take responsibility. And the success of this project is both of your responsibilities. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
okay.
sense. That makes sense.
So the way I want you both to think from now on is if this ship is going down, it's 100% my fault. I want you to imagine that the other person is not even there. I want you to imagine that one of you, that both of you are like the uncle and the other one is like a child. So
That's easy.
the uncle is responsible to protect the child. And if you both think that way, then you're not going to blame each other.
Because it's got a responsibility.
Exactly. So from now on, Connor, I want you to think I'm the one who has more experience.
Yeah.
So I should be deferential and kind and helpful. And Ludwig, from now on, I want you to think I am the weak link at this game.
Stop. What?
Yeah.
Well, you told me you're not as skilled, right?
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry. That just took me off. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I hope I don't mean to offend you.
No, you offend him.
I want you to think I'm the less experienced one in this game, so I should be kind and responsible and deferential.
Okay.
So my concern is, how do we change this kind of lifetime behavior where Ludwig is unwilling to hear any feedback from me? He won't take anything sincerely. When I'm like, we need to change this.
Are you stubborn about that?
Well, I find that like I've changed certain aspects of my game. Like,
Certain aspects.
for example, I used to path from Raptors to Red, then Krugs, but then I did Raptors to Krugs, then Red. And I've been more willing to engage in like skirmishes mid to help you out, which is all little tips that have come in. But I'm taking it at like a level that I can handle. Like, you have to understand, like, the game is a lot you can do. My brain can handle one or two.
Okay.
So
So why should he take your feedback when you think that he's incapable?
I think he's incapable because he isn't taking my feedback.
Yes, but when you tell him you're incapable and you don't know how to read,
Yeah.
and I'm not absolving you of all your responsibility.
Right.
We're just taking a second to focus on Connor.
I wouldn't mind
that's fair,
keeping
that's
that.
fair.
When you tell him you're basically a dumbass at this game, excuse my language.
Kevin,
That's
thank
fair.
you, because he does do that,
Yeah,
Kevin. He
that's
does. He
fair.
speaks
Okay,
worse to
I
me.
say that.
He says worse things to me than that.
Okay. Am I allowed to curse on this channel?
Yeah. Of
He's
course, of
been.
course.
He's been.
All right. Okay. Not that we should encourage that, but when you say that to him, that's immediately going to shut him off from taking your advice because he thinks that he's a player on the football team and the football coach just thinks he's bad at the game no matter what he tries to do.
Yeah.
So the secret is anytime you want someone to get better at something, you don't challenge them or put them down, you praise them, even if they're doing poorly.
Yeah.
It's like if you had a girlfriend and you wanted her to get into really good shape,
Yeah.
you don't tell her, hey, you look bad in that outfit, you should go to the gym. You tell her after she's gone to the gym or after she's gone for a workout, wow, babe, you look amazing. I love the way you look in that outfit.
Okay.
Keep up the great work.
Is there a concern that possibly too much positive feedback, if nothing changes after that, then perhaps a negative feedback loop would be better suited?
It depends how the person is responding. I don't think that you've tried the positive feedback loop yet.
That's right,
I think
Kevin.
I tried it.
That's
I
right,
think I
Kevin.
tried it.
I don't.
Okay.
I think day one I tried it.
I don't
Okay,
think
I could be wrong.
And day one we were winning. Day one's our best day. Day one's our best day.
Okay, but wait, can I?
Sorry.
There's also, you have a part in this too.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
Okay. You strike me as mouthy and difficult to work with.
You're a smart guy.
I hope you don't
I
mind my
I
forwardness.
think a lot of the people here will now agree with you. As well.
Okay.
I would find myself talking to mouthy. Maybe some people could use that. Sure.
Okay.
Mouthy, and what was the other word you said?
Difficult.
Difficult to work with.
Difficult
Okay.
to work with.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
I don't say that to offend you. The reason that I say this is that if you and I were on a team, I would get the sense that even if I give you positive feedback, you might have something combative to say back to it.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I would agree with that.
I can occasionally maybe have like a bit of an ego. So it's like if I do something good, like I would like to live in that world for a moment. But I think it's because it happens so infrequently, it feels nice. It's like, it's like the water boy got a tackle. It's like I want to talk about that tackle for the rest of the week. That was the highlight of my week.
Okay, but you're asking him, well, actually, I'm asking him to change his approach to you. But then if he's going to change his approach, which he should, then you have to change the way that you receive that.
Okay.
And you have to change the way that you respond to him.
So how should I receive him?
You with humility, and you should realize that he has your best interest in mind. He may not be expressing that the right way, but he did sign on this challenge to make you a better player.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, no, that's the reason. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a goal.
So you guys have to get realigned on this goal and remember why you started this. And I think that you each need to increase your level of respect for the other person. Because what happens is when two people are best friends or two people are working on a project,
Lovers.
husband and wife, whatever it may be, you get so comfortable with each other that you lose a certain level of decorum. You know how they say you should marry your best friend? You actually should not see that person as your best friend, because when it's your best friend, like two dudes, you can curse at each other, you can fart at each other, you can yell at each other, right? You lose this certain level of respect that is necessary if you're going to be teammates. Now, when you're just best friends, you live in your house, he lives in his house, you guys hang out for 2 hours, you shoot the shit, and then you go your separate ways. That's one thing. But if you're lovers, or if you're a pilot and a co-pilot, or if you're teammates, you guys need to implement a level of deference and respect that I think you've lost with each other because A, you've gotten too comfortable with each other, and B, you are prioritizing the result of this challenge over the respect you have for each other as friends.
I see.
Yeah, it was really important that I hit my goal.
And maybe you still can, or maybe you can improve at the goal. Or, maybe you should have brought me in on day 2 instead of whatever it is.
Yeah. This is the final day.
Well, I think, he might not be getting the results he wanted, but hopefully, we're improving the baseline skill
Sure.
to get to those results.
Also, after day 2, he stopped sleeping with me. Like, seriously, we used to
Separate
sleep
beds?
together in that
Yeah,
bed.
I had to sleep in a separate bed.
Oh,
it was
wow.
too much. It was too
So
much.
I feel like
He was too much to be around.
I feel like
that
that is the lack of respect.
Okay,
I don't know
so,
if it's respect, more so comfort, lack of comfort.
okay, you got annoyed with each other.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, so in the sense that you guys are working to build something, you have to think of each other as a married couple. A married couple, even if you had a huge fight, you don't go to sleep in separate beds.
You don't.
What if I really need 8 hours? I just need 8 hours,
If you need 8 hours and you need to sleep separately and you go to bed on great terms,
Yeah.
then that's fine.
That was great times yesterday.
Go sleep in a different place.
Okay.
But if you're sleeping in a separate place because you guys are mad at each other, then that's a totally different story. Okay, so you have, 10 hours left of this challenge?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. What is realistic to accomplish that we need to accomplish in this 10 hours?
5 wins positive.
Yeah, I would even say if we break even.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right.
Like stop. So if we basically finished this entire experiment without losing anything,
Okay.
basically we win it back from the Vegas casino.
Is it possible to not lose for the next 10 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could happen.
Okay. Like you don't have to be
No,
expert
no,
level
that's-
to do that?
It's very
No.
possible.
Okay. I don't know the game, so.
Sure.
Yeah, that's very
Okay.
possible.
All right. So one thing is you need to break even essentially.
Yeah.
What do you each need from each other?
Trust. Lots of trust from him.
What does that mean?
He needs to trust in what I'm telling him to do and the game.
Okay.
He's got to listen.
Okay.
I need consistency.
What does that mean?
Sometimes
Sometimes I play good, sometimes I play bad.
let me say it. Sometimes he plays good, sometimes he plays dog shit. Sometimes he looks like prime Michael Jordan. Other times it is Kwame Brown. And it is not from a lack of skill, it is from a lack of care. It is a carelessness.
He gets mad and then he gets careless?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he gets confident and then he starts trying to like show off.
Okay.
But he doesn't realize how important every game is to me because he knows when he leaves here, he can win without me.
Okay.
He knows he can do that.
Okay.
And so sometimes it's like we're top of the world and then he's like, "Hey passengers, we're going to do a barrel roll.
Okay.
Let's just get to JFK."
Okay. So if he is consistent, what are you going to do for him?
I think for him to be consistent, he probably needs someone he can rely on for what he says. And so maybe I should do more listening of what he says and less talking of what I think should happen because trusted in the pilot's call.
Okay. And why should Ludwig trust you?
I don't know. Just because you should.
What? Just because he should?
This is like dealing. Do you deal with a lot of British clients?
I just
They're
think
all
he-
like this.
I just think he should. You know, there's not a. You know, it's just. It seems just.
That sounds very arrogant.
You sound like a crazy person right now.
I
You
feel
sound
like
like a
you should
crazy.
just
I
listen.
should just trust you
Yeah.
because
Yeah, because.
it is self-evident. Because what you're born, your natural born rights.
No, Connor,
I
that's
feel
not
like I've proven myself.
that's not going to work. What I asked him was, if he is willing to trust you and listen to you, what's he going to give you in return? And what he said was that he will listen, he'll be deferential, he'll trust you, but in order for him to do that, he needs you to be consistent and not try to prove a point while you're playing.
Right. Yeah.
He needs to feel like he can rely on you.
Okay.
It's kind of like if the pilot and the co-pilot got in a fight in the cockpit and the pilot said, all right, screw you, I'm going to go drink a beer.
Yeah.
I think, is that what you're
sounds
describing?
great.
Which he's done before too, by the way, with beers.
Okay.
We
He's
both drink
done
beers.
that. You drink more.
Okay,
You
so-
drank more than me yesterday.
So you want him to trust you, but he's saying that he can't trust you when you're being inconsistent and moody.
Right.
So let's try that again.
Okay.
If you want him to trust you, what are you going to do for him?
I'll get him some more LP. That's the score. We'll get him more wins.
You're not listening to what I need. It's not that I need you to win. It's that
gonna
I
win.
need you to be consistent.
I'll
If
be
it leads
consistent.
to a
I'll be
loss,
consistent.
I think that's okay.
Okay.
I'll be consistent.
What are you going to do for him personally? Forget about the game for a second.
What are you gonna do for me?
I'm gonna give you. I'm just gonna give
Focus.
you everything. Nah, personally, I'll give him a friend that is willing to be kind, respectful, and listen to his needs.
Okay. So this sounds cheesy, but it really is true.
Okay.
By the end of this 10 hours, all of these people who are watching you on Twitch, they're going to remember this and they're going to talk about it for about a day. And then they're all going to move on to the next Twitch thing that they're watching.
Of course.
And you two are going to move on to the next challenge. Okay. So whether you win or lose at this is not ultimately going to matter in 5 years.
Sure.
But your guys' friendship, your relationship, your business partnership, the money that you guys make, the trust you invest in each other, the opportunities that could arise from this, that is what's going to matter. So don't shit the bed because you're too worried about getting the wins or the percentages or whatever. I mean, I think that winning today is a metric of how well you guys are respecting each other and listening to each other, but it's only one metric. The ultimate metric is when you're finished with this whole challenge, have you guys walked away from it being closer and having learned how to communicate with each other better? Or are you walking away from it being like, I never want to work with that guy again. Thank God it's over.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'd want to work with you more.
Yeah, I guess I'd be willing to.
You guess?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
You're not doing him any favors, man.
Me?
Yeah.
It's just like it's like a British thing.
I think that's all British people. I'm telling you.
I just have
They're
to. I
all
can't
like
give him
this.
too much. You know, it's just a. It's impossible.
He gives me an inch. He thinks I'll take a mile, but I'll take the inch.
Okay. Well, you guys should, you should trust each other a little bit more.
All right.
Be a little kinder and more respectful. A few tips I'm going to leave you with.
Okay.
So we can get to this challenge.
Right.
Okay. I think you both mentioned that people on this game are vicious.
Vile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrorists.
Terrorists. You cannot be that way with each other. Do not say anything you cannot take back, because you cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. I know that it's, it ramps people up and gets everyone excited when you guys are being assholes to each other, but that builds resentment. And then that resentment makes you punch yourself in the nose to spite your face. It makes you ruin your own cause. Okay? When you say vile things to each other, you're
Yeah.
each holding a hot coal in your hand, ready to throw it at the other person, but you're the one who's burning the whole time. So don't burn your own cause. Okay? That's number one. Number two is remember the piece about the personal responsibility. It is your guys' responsibility to land this plane safely, and you have to do it together. There's no way you can do it individually.
Okay.
And the third thing that I want you to remember is if you mess something up, it's all good when you hug it out and, okay, bro, we're good again. But you have to commit to doing something differently the next time. So you've basically just had 4 days of doing the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result, and then blaming the other person. Your current game, your new game status is going to cost you your current game status. So whatever you're doing currently with each other has to be willing to go out the window.
Okay.
From this point forward, you both have to be willing to do things differently, to play differently, to speak differently.
To try different champions as well in the game. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever your game strategy is one thing, but with each other,
It's less about the game. It's
But
more
it's
about
like
the outside.
it's not working right now.
Exactly.
So I think we need to try different things.
Exactly.
Different champions.
Well, different communication, right?
100 yes,
Yeah,
you need to.
It's not just about the champs.
Could
It's
be
not like the
champions.
end game
Could
stuff.
be the champs.
I feel like
Okay, yeah, I want you to focus less on the game strategy
less on the
of
game
course. Yeah,
strategy
less
here,
on the game
Connor.
strategy,
Thank
right.
you.
and more on each other's strategy. And
Okay.
I think you guys are, you're friends, so you interrupt each other and you guys dig each other, and that's cool. That's part of your dynamic, but don't let it get serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Should we
Yeah.
hug it out?
I think it'd be nice.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Let's hug it out. Let's hug it out.
All right, man.
Bring it in. Bring it in
For the final day, man.
to the final day.